Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the shocking and intense developments in CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful that have turned the Forrester family upside down. What began as a moment of jealousy and suspicion has spiraled into a series of tragic events, as Eric Forrester uncovers a secret about Taylor Hayes that sets off a chain of catastrophic consequences. In a whirlwind of lies, betrayal, and danger, the Forrester family finds itself at a crossroads, where love and loyalty will be tested in the most unforgiving ways. Eric Forrester, the patriarch of the Forrester family, has long hoped that Ridge would reconcile with Brooke, believing that the two were meant to be together. However, Ridge, after years of complicated relationships and heartbreak, has made the decision to marry Taylor, a woman he deeply loves and respects. Despite Eric's wishes, Ridge is determined to move forward with his life with Taylor, a choice that creates tension within the family. Eric, though supportive of Ridge in some ways, cannot shake his desire for a reunion between Ridge and Brooke, and this conflict continues to fester beneath the surface. One fateful evening, while dining at a restaurant with some of his old friends, Eric has an encounter that will alter the course of everything. As he sits with his companions, he happens to spot Taylor at a nearby table, dining with a man who is unfamiliar to him. At first, Eric doesn't think much of it, until he notices the body language between Taylor and the man. They are far too close, exchanging intimate gestures that seem far more than professional. As the evening progresses, Eric watches in disbelief as the man leans in and kisses Taylor. This sight shocks Eric to his core, and a wave of jealousy and suspicion washes over him. Fueled by anger and a desire to protect Ridge, Eric decides to follow Taylor after she leaves the table. He discreetly follows her out to the restaurant's outdoor corridor, where Taylor steps out for some fresh air. Unable to contain his emotions, Eric confronts her. "Is this what's been going on, Taylor?" Eric accuses. "You're having an affair, aren't you?" Taylor, taken aback by his sudden appearance and angry words, tries to explain. "Eric, it's not what you think. This is just a colleague of mine, and we've been working closely together. Please, just let me explain." Eric is unrelenting, not buying her words. "Don't lie to me. I saw the way he kissed you. This isn't just some work relationship. You're betraying Ridge." Taylor tries to calm him down, but Eric is determined to get the truth. He pulls out his phone and begins recording the scene, capturing Taylor's discomfort and the growing tension between them. Taylor, terrified that this will ruin everything with Ridge, pleads for Eric not to show Ridge the evidence. "Please, Eric," she begs. "Don't show Ridge. It's not what you think. This is a mistake, and I don't want him to see this." But Eric, in his fury, refuses to listen. "You think you can betray my son and get away with it? No, Taylor. You're going to pay for this." In a desperate attempt to stop him, Taylor rushes forward to grab the phone, trying to prevent Eric from sending the footage to Ridge. In the chaos, she shoves Eric, causing him to lose his balance and fall backward into the railing. The impact is jarring, and Eric crashes to the ground, hitting his head hard on the pavement below. Taylor stands frozen for a moment, staring at what she's done. Panic sets in. She's horrified, and without thinking, she turns and runs, leaving the scene before anyone can arrive. Eric lies motionless, and the scene quickly turns chaotic. The restaurant staff rushes to his aid, and paramedics are called immediately. The police are also notified as the situation becomes more complicated. When Ridge hears the news that his father has been seriously injured and rushed to the hospital, he's consumed with worry. He immediately heads to the hospital, hoping that Eric will pull through. However, as the hours stretch on, Ridge's anxiety grows, and he becomes increasingly furious at whoever is responsible for his father's condition. When Ridge arrives at the hospital, he demands answers. The doctors tell him that Eric is in critical condition, and they're doing everything they can to stabilize him. Ridge is beside himself with fear, his mind racing through the possibilities of who could have caused his father's fall. He knows that Eric had been with Taylor at the restaurant, but Ridge can't understand why Taylor would hurt his father. Who did this to him? Ridge demands, pacing the waiting room. The police begin their investigation into Eric's fall, but there's a significant obstacle. The restaurant's security cameras don't cover the outdoor corridor where the incident occurred. The only evidence they have is a blurry image of Taylor leaving the scene in a hurry. There's no direct proof that she caused the fall, but Ridge is suspicious. He's torn between the possibility that it was a tragic accident and the deep-seated feeling that Taylor's actions were more than just a mistake. As the investigation continues, Ridge's emotions reach a boiling point. He can't fathom how the woman he was preparing to marry, the woman he loved, could betray him in such a devastating way. The thought of Taylor having an affair, especially with a colleague, breaks his heart, but the fact that she may have physically harmed Eric only adds to his anguish. Ridge's love for Taylor is now clouded by doubt, betrayal, and anger. Despite the police investigation, which yields little evidence, Ridge is determined to find the truth. He confronts Taylor, demanding answers. "Did you push him, Taylor? Did you hurt my father?" Taylor, though visibly shaken by Eric's fall, denies that she intentionally caused harm. "Ridge, I swear to you, it wasn't like that. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I pushed him out of frustration, yes, but it was an accident. I didn't want him to fall." But Ridge struggles to believe her. The evidence, though circumstantial, paints a troubling picture. Taylor's actions, her secretive meeting with the man, and her reaction to Eric's accusations are hard to ignore. Ridge's heart aches as he listens to Taylor's pleading, but the doubt gnaws at him. He can't help but wonder if there's more to this than she's letting on. The tension in Ridge's mind is unbearable. He wants to believe Taylor, but how can he, when everything seems to point to her involvement? And even worse, what does this mean for their future? As the days pass, Eric's condition remains critical. Ridge spends every moment by his father's side, torn between his love for Taylor and his loyalty to his family. With the police unable to determine the cause of Eric's fall, Ridge faces a difficult decision. Should he stand by Taylor and give her the benefit of the doubt, or should he stand by his father and expose the truth, no matter how much it hurts? The road ahead is uncertain. The Forrester family is in turmoil, and Ridge finds himself at a crossroads. His love for Taylor is tested, and the bonds of family loyalty are stretched to their breaking point. What happens next will determine the future of Ridge, Taylor, and the entire Forrester dynasty. Next, we're diving deep into a heart-wrenching and scheming storyline from The Bold and the Beautiful that promises to keep us glued to our screens. Next week, we'll witness a devastating blow to Carter Walton's heart, a cunning play by the enigmatic Daphne Rose, and a tragic twist of fate that could alter the romantic landscape of Los Angeles forever. Buckle up, because this roller coaster of emotions is packed with misunderstandings, hidden motives, and sizzling chemistry that will leave fans buzzing for weeks. Let's unravel the drama, layered with fresh details and insights, as we explore what's in store for Carter, Hope, Liam, and the ever-opportunistic Daphne. Carter's heart shattered in a moment of unseen betrayal. Picture this: Carter Walton, the dashing and endlessly loyal COO of Forrester Creations, stands on the precipice of yet another romantic disaster. Just when he thought his connection with Hope Logan might blossom into something lasting, fate deals him a cruel hand. Midweek, In an episode that's already generating Emmy buzz, Carter will overhear a conversation that slices through his heart like a jagged knife. Hope, unaware of his presence, will be pouring her soul out to Liam Spencer, vowing to dedicate herself to a future by his side. The raw pain on Carter's face, as described by insiders, will be palpable. Lawrence St. Victor is said to bring a performance so moving that viewers might find themselves reaching for a box of tissues within the first few minutes. What makes this moment even more gut-wrenching is the history of Carter's romantic woes. From the whirlwind betrayal with Quinn Fuller to the unresolved tension with Katie Logan, Carter has endured a string of heartbreaks. Now, as he stands in the shadow of Hope's words, believing she's chosen Liam once and for all, he's blindsided by a pain that feels all too familiar. But here's a twist no one saw coming. Carter remains oblivious to the devastating secret. Liam carries a terminal brain tumor that adds a layer of tragic irony to the entire exchange. This miscommunication sets the stage for a domino effect of decisions that could change everything. Daphne Rose, the opportunist with perfect timing. Enter Daphne Rose, the newcomer whose uncanny ability to be in the right place at the right time raises eyebrows across the BNB fandom. As Carter reels from the overheard conversation, Daphne is poised to swoop in like a hawk, offering a shoulder to cry on and whispers of comfort that seem almost too calculated. With her sultry gaze and carefully chosen words, she'll murmur to Carter about moving on, gently nudging him with lines like, "Hope has made her decision, but I see the man you are and I'm here for you." Her presence in this vulnerable moment feels less like coincidence and more like a well-rehearsed dance. Since her arrival in LA, Daphne has exuded an air of mystery, with her subtle connections to Steffy Forrester hinting at deeper motives. Could her soothing touches and empathetic smiles be genuine, or is she playing a long game to secure influence at Forrester Creations through Carter's powerful position? Actress Muriel Hilaire brings a captivating duality to Daphne, leaving audiences guessing whether her intentions are heartfelt or if she's secretly plotting a takeover. One thing is undeniable: the electric tension between Carter and Daphne ignites the screen, whether fueled by true passion or cold strategy. Their potential pairing is already sparking debates, with some fans eager to see Carter cherished by someone who seems to prioritize him, while others smell manipulation in the air. A tragic irony, Liam's selfless push. While Daphne works her charm on Carter, a parallel storyline unfolds that adds a heartbreaking twist to the saga. Liam Spencer, battling his own mortality with a brain tumor that's rapidly stealing his future, makes a selfless decision that could alter Hope's path. In a series of tender, tear-jerking scenes next week, Liam will urge Hope to build a life with Carter after he's gone. Despite Hope's determination to savor every remaining moment with Liam, he'll insist that Carter is the man who can offer her the happiness and stability she deserves long-term. "I've seen how he looks at you, Hope. He's a good man, don't let him slip away," Liam is rumored to plead, his words dripping with bittersweet sincerity. The tragedy lies in the timing. As Liam pushes Hope toward Carter, Daphne is simultaneously pulling Carter away, weaving a web of temptation that might ensnare him before Hope can act on Liam's wishes. This clash of intentions creates a deliciously dramatic irony, as the characters' desires and misunderstandings collide in ways that promise explosive consequences. The writers of The Bold and the Beautiful are crafting a narrative so intricate that every conversation feels like a chess move, keeping us on the edge of our seats as we wonder who will ultimately checkmate whom. Daphne's endgame, romance or ruse? Let's delve deeper into Daphne Rose's enigmatic agenda, because her sudden interest in Carter feels like more than just an opportunistic romance. Longtime viewers know that anyone tied to Steffy Forrester often brings chaos, especially when it comes to the Logan family's happiness. Rumor has it that Daphne's pursuit of Carter might be less about love and more about positioning herself for power within Forrester Creations. Could she be using Carter as a stepping stone to ingratiate herself with the company's elite, or perhaps to sabotage Hope's standing in both personal and professional spheres? Sources behind the scenes suggest that Daphne's backstory includes a hidden rivalry with the Logans, dating back to a business deal gone wrong years before her arrival in LA. This unspoken grudge could be the fuel behind her calculated moves, making her every smile and comforting word a potential weapon. Yet, there's a sliver of doubt her chemistry with Carter feels so raw and intense that it's hard to dismiss the possibility of genuine feelings. Is Daphne a villain in disguise, or might she surprise us by falling for Carter in spite of her initial plans? The uncertainty adds a thrilling layer to her character, ensuring that each interaction with Carter feels like a high-stakes gamble. Fan reactions and future predictions. The B&B community is ablaze with opinions on this unfolding storyline, and it's no surprise given the emotional stakes and polarizing new character. Social media platforms are flooded with Team Darter supporters who argue that Carter deserves a fresh start with someone like Daphne, who appears to put him first after years of being a runner-up in love. Carter's been through enough heartbreak, let Daphne be his win, one enthusiastic fan posted on X. Conversely, skeptics warn against trusting Daphne's motives, with comments like, "She's too convenient, too perfect. I bet she's scheming with Steffi to crush Hope." The debate is as heated as the on-screen chemistry, marking one of the most divisive potential pairings in recent memory. Looking ahead, I predict Carter will initially resist Daphne's advances, his heart still clinging to the hope of reconciliation with Hope. However, Daphne's relentless persistence combined with her knack for saying exactly what Carter needs to hear might erode his defenses over time. If Hope delays following Liam's advice, she risks returning to a Carter who's already entangled in Daphne's allure, setting up a love triangle that could dominate the show for months. As The Bold and the Beautiful continues to weave this tale of heartbreak, manipulation, and tragic timing, one thing is clear: the drama is far from over. Carter's shattered dreams, Daphne's ambiguous intentions, and Liam's selfless sacrifice create a perfect storm of soap opera magic that's impossible to look away from. Whether you're rooting for Carter to find solace in Daphne's arms or hoping he reunites with Hope, next week's episodes are guaranteed to deliver emotional highs and lows. Stay tuned to our channel for more updates, and let us know in the comments who you're cheering for in this tangled web of romance and deceit. Until then, keep your tissues handy and your theories ready, because in the world of B&B, anything can happen.